Sleeve and Searching, episode 3. This episode, me and Jaron are talking about the post-op recovery, certain foods, certain do's and don'ts, and basically how I spent 6 weeks watching YouTube. So, hope you guys enjoy this episode about our experiences. And as always, thanks for watching.
Episode 3, recovery, and basically what each of us did. When I got home, of course, when you got home, our stomachs are obviously healing, and we have to start off by basically doing clear liquids for a week. First day out, I was doing only clear liquids. I was doing water. I had Crystal Light with water. I had Swanson's broth. No disrespect to Swanson's, not at all. I'm not ragging on them, but if I come close to even getting a hint of the smell of Swanson's broth, I will hurl.
Yeah.
I will Ralph instantaneously. That's how much I had it. I just got sick of it.
Yeah. Like at first you're like, oh, this is fine. And then after like you've had it for a day, you're like, this is gross. It's just dirty chicken water. I can't.
Making your own homemade broth is just the best way to go. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't do any of the packaged stuff. Don't do the box stuff. Don't do the canned broth. Make your own broth.
The first thing I had was on the way back from Tijuana, we stopped at El Pollo Loco. We were able to just get the taco soup, like just the soup, nothing in it. And it was the best tasting like soup broth ever. And and I think I remember telling Sean about it. Like I was like, dude, that's something that's going to help you at that first week. Yeah,
because I had gone to the Chinese restaurant around the corner from here and gotten broth from there. But it was so salty that I couldn't handle it really.
Yeah.
Then you had mentioned, go to El Pollo Loco, and that was a godsend. That was heaven.
It's just a treat.
They kind of were confused at first. Like,
You
know, why do you want the broth? And I even showed my card.
Oh yeah, I think I got one of those cards like 3 months later after this. Mine said, my card said obesity, not for me.
Obesity, not for you?
On the card it says obesity, not for me. The above named patient has had a gastric surgery, which has reduced his or her stomach capacity to less than 3 ounces. Please allow him or her to order a small portion or select from the children's menu. Thank you for your cooperation.
First week was all clear liquids, especially water. I remember having it down 64 ounces of water down a day.
And we're not allowed to use straws because it can create air bubbles, and so you had to sip.
Only sip. No straws, because the pressure from sucking through the straw kind of caused air to go in there too. So you just be like, and it was kind of dangerous because we're healing. We don't want our stomach to have internal bleeding or anything like that, or leakage.
We don't want to stretch it on accident.
Right. 64 ounces of water was super tough.
Yeah.
I don't think I got down 30 ounces of water a day because I was just like sipping and I was just full.
Yeah. The other thing that was super confusing about that first week is you didn't feel hungry ever.
No.
At all.
No.
And it was one of those things where they're like, you need to put yourself on a schedule of having some sort of like meal, which was clear liquid, but it was just like hard to even feel like you were hungry.
As soon as I got home, I was still filled with gas. I just had to walk around like I didn't want to eat anything, but like, my throat would get dry and I'd be like, okay, I should probably drink, but like, I didn't want to even try. I remember getting out a protein shaker and then like measuring out, I think 8 ounces of liquid, and I only got down 6 to 7. No, maybe it was like over like 15 minutes. That's all I could do. Just walk around, burp, fart, do whatever.
Yeah.
Week 1, liquids, clear liquids, Gatorade zeros, Powerade zeros, vitamin water zeros, everything that was sugar-free, anything. No sugar. Don't put any sugar in it.
Yeah.
Sugar-free Coke.
One of the things I had, my mom had made roast, and she put the like juices from the roast in like a little bowl for me. It was like soup.
Ooh.
It just saved me. It was so good.
Week 2, that's when you started kind of like doing protein shake.
Mm-hmm.
I was juicing.
I was just doing protein shakes straight up.
You were there. I was juicing like apples. There was a couple things in there, carrots, and you were eating a slice of pizza right next to me.
I was like, I'm already past that.
Yeah, there was those sugar-free puddings. I think I started actually that week too. Yeah, powder, shakes, smoothies, Greek yogurt was good. Closer to the end of this week, because then you shifted over to like the mashed foods. Half the week was like liquids, and then kind of like trying like little spoonfuls of this and that.
Yeah.
I remember Nesquik had the protein chocolate milk too.
Oh yeah.
Those were good. Odwalla, even just almond
We're
milk.
having those like muscle milks.
All that stuff.
Very protein.
Week 3, we were doing mashed foods, soft foods like
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, cottage cheese.
Yogurt. I remember it lined up perfectly with the third week being Thanksgiving week.
For you, yeah.
While I couldn't eat any of the other stuff, I was able to have mashed potatoes. And I was just like, I got mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm okay. Like, it's fine.
Even
But
just the gravy.
watching everybody else eat was like, it was like food FOMO. And I was like, man,
Food FOMO. It's real.
it is.
It's real.
Everyone's just going to town. You're over there with your little bowl of mashed potatoes. And I'm like, I took 2 bites of this and I'm done.
I think around this week I went to my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And I had gotten them food because they wanted food. It was like Chinese food, and I was so
You're
bummed. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have a Gatorade Zero. Eggs I had tried during this time.
Oh yeah. Were you okay with eggs at first? I feel like
At
I remember
first I
we
wasn't.
made
I
eggs.
Think,
Yeah.
I think I took like a bite or two of scrambled eggs and I just picked it right back up. I think later in the week, especially week 4, I was doing way better. Yeah, week 3 was, the soft foods, the baby foods. I was doing spoonings of peanut butter, hummus.
So I remember being there, we were like trying around with stuff, trying to help you like, all right, this is what's probably going to be okay. And like we would go through it and then you would try things out too.
And then I went with Chipotle with you guys.
Mm.
And that was the first time I had guacamole in a long time. And I just...
You were like on a whole another plane. You're like, you went on like a guacamole binge after that because you're like, I can eat this, which is good because avocados have a lot of like vitamins and crap in them anyway.
Okay, so week 4 was a step up from the baby food stage, like to softer foods, like boiled foods.
They recommended turkey because it was softer than chicken.
Yeah.
And actually
Smash it
turkey has like a lot of more protein as well. So I remember them doing like do ground turkey, make sure you're chewing a lot. Like
right, because the meat
I think they told me like chew something 35 times before you swallow it.
Yeah, to count.
Yeah.
Or like sing a song
Which
or
is
whatever while you're
super hard.
Super hard. So you have to like keep grind your food because when I was little, my parents would always say, chew your food. But like I wasn't. I would take like 3 or 4 bites and just like swallow a chunk of
chew
food.
like 3 times. Like that's fine.
It's so hard on your stomach to digest, and like they really explained that to me. And we both knew, especially like during this recovery, like you can't just like swallow a whole piece of something. You have to chew it down till it's like nothing. So that way your stomach can digest it. Super easy.
In that first like time you had it, if you didn't chew it enough, you could like feel it.
No, yeah, for sure. You can,
almost like it was like protruding like pushing your stomach in a weird way, and it was just like, oh.
Your body can't digest it properly if you just have chunks of food because your body can't break it down as easy as it would be if it was all just mush. I think I tried spinach. Spinach was not sitting right with me. Like cooked spinach or anything like that. It was too
fibrous.
And it kept causing me to throw up all the time. But for some reason, I was like so adamant about spinach. And then I think
you're like, I want this.
Anything fibrous.
Yeah, fibrous.
Anything greasy, anything starchy is not gonna. It's instant regurg.
Well, and they like one of the biggest things too is like they're like, don't ever have any bread ever.
Oh no,
like you're done with bread, no more. And it's like
carbs in general, you're just kind of done. Like pastas.
They're like, don't do carbs, like no noodles, no bread, no. And a big part of like not having bread is because what happens is it'll expand in your stomach, and they're like, you're just gonna push your stomach back out.
And there's no point because you're not getting enough nutrients because you're gonna be full. Yeah. You'll be full off like 1 bite of toast, and you didn't get any protein in. I know though, at a certain point, I was like, I tried like a cheese ravioli, and I can only get like a quarter of it done. I know I had buffalo cauliflower during this week because it was like soft. Avocados for sure. I had some French fries. I think I went out with a couple friends, had like half an avocado, 3 or 4 French fries. I was done. Smoked salmon was good too.
Like it's one of those that like dissolves almost.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Anything
super soft.
Yeah, anything that was soft or dissolved, anything pureed.
You could start having like the meat, like protein meat is what they like pushed during that time. It's like, all right, have turkey, have chicken.
Right.
Steak, they're like, don't really have beef. It doesn't have as much protein. It's harder to digest. Like, stay away from that.
Red meat was super hard. I think
like you take 1 bite and you're like, I'm full for like the whole rest of the day. It was just
a good chunk of that time when there was red meat though, I would just chew it and spit it out. A lot of times during this whole process I was home, because I was at home for like 6 weeks, I was chewing food and just spitting it out just for the taste. You still have some cravings, and like the smell is something you're just like, oh man. I think because you guys made meat.
I had made steak at home that day, and you were like, you want to try some? Like, and you were like, I can't. And I was like, dude, what you do is chew it, get the taste and you spit it out, because that's what I would do too. Like, it was
And I was doing that.
one of those things where like I can get the taste and like juices or whatever from it.
Yeah, I think that was you that like brought me to that. So then like when I had jerky, I was just chewing jerky and spitting it out.
Dude,
I know it sounds gross, but like you don't understand until you're there.
Yeah.
You don't like, you can't take that stuff for granted. Like even just steak fat, like charred steak fat, a lot of people think it's gross, it's disgusting, but like a lot of people
Has
know.
all the flavor.
If you know, you know. But that's for the meat eaters. Sorry for my vegan friend, vegetarian friend. Week 5. Technically, this is a week where you're just slowly going back into normal foods.
You're kind of like experimenting around with food to see like, can I handle this? Will my stomach be okay? The second I take a bite, how do I feel? Do I feel like I gotta puke it back up? Do I feel full? Like, is it okay? It was just really like, that's the experimental stage that starts you off with like what you're okay to eat from then on.
Exactly. When I was at home for 6 whole weeks,
Oh yeah, that's right.
at home, I was doing nothing but watching YouTube. Nothing but YouTube. You remember those? You guys would walk in and be like, why are you watching food videos? Like, this is the one thing you probably shouldn't be watching. And like, this is the thing that's in my day. Like, I need to watch people make food, eat food, talk about food. And I was watching everything. I was watching Munchies, Viceland, F That's Delicious with Action Bronson, the Untitled Action Bronson Trail, like Hot Ones I was watching so much.
Yeah. Well, then you'd start watching those like ones where it was like AMSR eating food. I don't know, or whatever that was.
Those are just weird.
Those are just weird. And then I'd come home from work, Bright and my wife, and they'd both just be watching it because she was just like, I'm just fascinated by it.
It's weird. Like, it's so weird, but like in a weird way, it was just so fascinating to watch somebody like those mukbangs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
they would just put away all this food and they're these tiny little girls and you're like,
how is this tiny person eating all that food? I was so involved with all those shows, like Chef's Night Out, like everything. Strictly Dumpling, Mark Wiens too, like Bon Appetit. Yeah. People think that food got sexual for me, and it didn't. It's just like I appreciated it more.
Yeah, and then for me, it was, I didn't have a recovery period. So like he had a recovery period because he's here in the States and it like covered all that stuff.
Yeah,
he was like right after that. Yeah, right after that week I took off from work, I went back to work on Monday. Where I was working at, luckily at the time, like the team I had were really good and knew what was going on with me, so they helped me out. They're like, hey, like try not to do physical stuff because I wasn't supposed to, because like don't lift any things, you might rip your stitches. Be careful with your stomach because like they use like a surgical glue to hold it shut. I didn't have like stitches, so they're like, if you mess with it too much, it will come undone. So like it was a lot of like me just kind of guarding myself until like the healing process was done.
Yeah, I was working at Home Depot, took 6 weeks off because there was no point in me being there. You had to lift stuff, you had to do this stuff or whatever, so couldn't do it. And then I left like months later. So yeah, that was the whole experience of recovery during that time for us, and basically relearning how to eat again. You kind of just reset how to think about food and how to eat food and stuff like that, like, and just how to appreciate certain foods too, because you start seeing what you shouldn't be eating, and then putting whatever in front of you that you need to eat, especially protein wise for us. And that's what it is.
Like he had a little bit more time to think about all of it, like go through the whole process of like, all right, my diet needs to go down, where mine was like just into it. And it's hard to be like at Thanksgiving, I was like, I want turkey, but I know I shouldn't do it. I know it's not going to be good if I do it. But it was just one of the things where you're like, in your head, you're like, I can eat that. That's fine. And you're like, you have to have like that physical or like just mental power to be like, no, I can't do it. I can't. If I do, I'm going to ruin something. I think with the guy that I knew that just went back to whole pizzas in 3 months, he just didn't try to have that control. And a lot of it is like, you need to have that control. And like, I remember people are like, oh, I feel like the surgery you did is kind of like a cheat, or like it's a like way to get around it. And like, no, dude, like it's a lot of work. If I don't do the work, then I've wasted money. Like
it is a tool to help us. It is. It's not. It is
a full on like helping thing. It's not a, oh, hey, let me just do this so I can be skinny for 3 months and then go back to having 5 cheeseburgers. Like,
there are a lot of people that feel like it's cheating, and it's not. Like, I was not mentally capable to do it the natural way. This kind of helped me put a stop to losing myself in the moment at 2 a.m. where I would just go and just like hound stuff in the fridge because like, oh, all of a sudden I'm hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know? If I didn't do the surgery, I probably wouldn't be alive right now because of how serious it got for me. Screw anybody that thinks this is a way to cheat into like losing weight. Like losing weight in any regards, any way, is a good way. You know what I mean? So like, shut up. Like,
so like, shut up.
Like you don't understand. Like it's just not easy for everybody. It's not easy. Everybody's different. Everybody has certain battles that they have to get over, and like this helped us battle our food addiction, our obesity. I screw those people. I hate them. You wanna? You wanna see me in the octagon? You'll probably win, but whatever.
Yeah. Like, dude, that's great for you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No judgments on me, no judgments on you. Like, you did a different route. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Everybody's path is different, man. You know, like, we're not all going to do the same things. We're not going to eat the same things. We don't live the same lives. So, like, it's just different. People want to infringe their lifestyles on other people. And it's just like, dude, it's not going to work for me. Sorry. It's just not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Everybody just has to figure out on their own or, like, with the help of other people and try to find the right thing for them. That's what it is. That's all it's going to be. I feel like that was a good end to this episode.
Dude, little words of wisdom out there.
Little words of wisdom. Thank you again, bro, for joining me on this one.
Of course.
Yeah, you're probably going to be in the next couple. It's going to be a little mini-series with the both of us. Like I said, 2 perspectives are better than 1. 2 stories are better than 1. 2 experiences are better. On to the next episode. Laters.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that kind of rambling on between me and Jaron. That's just what we do. That's just how we talk, man. But yeah, there's some do's and don'ts. There's some feelings about how everything changed, but that's what it is. So stay tuned for next episode, guys.